My crush reject me 100 times, but when she find out my true identity, she regret it immediately. Chapter 2. On street, Brian is going somewhere and bump up to Aline and her friends. "Wow, see your boyfriend," one of Aline's friends says pointing at Brian, and they burst out laughter. Brian ignore them, but Aline's friends wasn't ready to let him go. While they're laughing at Brian, and Brian say, "Wait, you think I am a loser and not qualified to date you, but you are just a maid," Brian says. "You know what? You are the most dumbest person in this world. I actually made you propose me 100 times just to humiliate you 100 times. I need a rich guy to date, not some stupid roadside boy who doesn't know his left and right. But don't worry, I'm dating my boss' son now. I will invite you to our wedding," Aline says. Brian walk away while Aline and her friends laughing at him. Hours later, in Miss Anna's mansion. Aline is in kitchen preparing dinner, and young handsome guy enter and open the fridge and took bottle of water and turned to go out. Mrs. Smith storm inside the kitchen and land slap on Chase cheeks. "Mom, what is that for?" Chase question. "Shout your dirty mouth up," Mrs. Smith says, and drag Chase out angrily and shout the kitchen door. In the living room, Mrs. Smith let go of Chase's hand and say, "What did you withdraw that 200,000 for?" "Mom, I use it for my graduation party," Chase replied. "What, are you out of your mind? Do you want your brother to block the family account too?" "Pray he will not see this withdrawal," Mrs. Smith says, and walked towards upstairs, and Mr. Smith returned back from work. Two maids welcome him and take his bag, and he sit on the couch stretching himself, feeling tired. Aline walk out from kitchen and set up dining and return to take the meal out, and the other maids join in. The next day morning, in the living room, Mr. Smith appear on the stairs way, while breakfast is all set on the dining. Just when the maids serve them finish, and Brian storm in, while calling Mr. Smith loud. Mrs. Smith glance at the maids and they all went inside kitchen and shout the door. Brian sit down and say, "Who withdraw that 200,000 from the family account?" Brian question. Mr. Smith look at his wife while Aline and other maids are in the kitchen. "And who dares to move my car? I thought I told you not to touch my things. You have already killed Mom, and you think you can come after me too?" Brian says angrily, and his father shouted his name in anger. To be continued.